Sagebrush ecosystems are one of the most important ecosystems in the Great Basin. Unfortunately, they are also one of the most endangered ecosystems in the United States. The sagebrush steppe is valued for its grazing potential, wildlife habitat, recreational opportunities, expanses of open space, and scenic beauty. This critical ecosystem is being fragmented and diminished by the invasion and expansion of both cheatgrass and juniper. We attribute the invasions to historic overgrazing and to overuse of fire suppression. Once introduced, cheatgrass flourishes and spreads quickly. In the spring, it germinates early and quickly, using the available water and nutrients, effectively outcompeting native plants for resources and space. Cheatgrass produces a prolific amount of seed, and those seeds remain viable for several years, allowing the grass to flourish after disturbances. Cheatgrass matures early, then becomes dormant early in the summer, creating huge amounts of fine fuels. The buildup of fuels allows for more frequent fires. Cheatgrass has increased the fire return interval in the Great Basin from 50 years to 2 to 3 years. Sagebrush does not quickly recover after a fire, and, along with other native species, is frequently outcompeted by the establishing cheatgrass. Although juniper is a native species, it is expanding its range and crowding out species in sagebrush ecosystems. Juniper expands when there have been no fires to keep it from spreading. When juniper encroaches, soil properties are altered, water movement is affected, understory is eliminated, and biodiversity is greatly reduced. Juniper is a woody species, and when fire does occur, the fuels burn longer and are more intense. 90% of the Great Basin sagebrush steppe is at risk of being displaced by cheatgrass or juniper by the year 2030. Increased collaboration between land managers, stakeholders, and researchers is vital in order to ensure that there is not an immense loss in critical wildlife habitat, biodiversity, carbon sequestration, water retention capabilities, and soil stability. In addition, we need to make certain that ranchers are not losing the lands their cattle utilize for grazing, that recreational opportunities are not lost, and that our beautiful open spaces are not destroyed. In order to return sagebrush ecosystems to a strong and healthy state in the Great Basin, we need to use a process-based approach to address the underlying causes of invasion and stop this problem before thresholds are crossed and sagebrush cannot be restored. In order to do this, spatial models need to be developed to determine areas that are the most appropriate for management. Rangeland health assessments can be conducted to determine areas with potential problems. Lastly, ecologically based invasive plant management and the sage steppe management approaches need to be utilized to reduce the threat of invasion of cheatgrass and encroachment of juniper. If collaboration is not reached and a process-based approach is not used to restore sagebrush ecosystems, we will be left with an undesirable landscape full of cheatgrass and juniper. However, if managers, stakeholders, and researchers come together, and a process-based approach is used to treat the underlying causes of invasion, the treatment of sagebrush ecosystems will not be worse than the disease, and we will be left with an ecosystem that can provide a variety of goods and services for generations to come.